Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Behind the Group podcast. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back for another film review, a Netflix original, The Gray Man. Dude, IMDb 6.6 rating, almost 50,000 reviews. 6.6. What do you think about that?
That's a travesty, man. This movie was awesome. You know what it reminds me of? This is like a 80s classic, like a Arnold Schwarzenegger or a Sylvester Stallone, just action movie from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Like the credits came up and you're just like, go. You have 2 hours of just shooting guns and dodging bullets and fighting. And I'm here for this. I loved it. I thought this movie was excellent. Now, there's parts of it I was like, it dragged a little bit. Like you could have trimmed like 20 minutes out of it easily. It'd been fine.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the pros and cons later on. But like, what'd you think about the movie?
Dude, I really like the movie. I mean, like I said before, I think it's a skinny version of like one of the Bourne Supremacies or, Jason Bourne movies. It's a spy rogue, a rogue spy movie, something like that.
Yeah, it's a classic spy movie.
I like the title because it said so much, right? In terms of like what the storytelling was all about, you basically you perform in the gray, and that sort of thing. I'm like, oh, the Gray Man, the Sierra program. I'm like, okay, it's almost like a skinny version of a Jason Bourne movie, right?
Yeah, it's got the vibe minus the memory part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this guy has his memory, but like generally, it's a good premise. With the CIA, the 3-letter agencies they're going to jails and collecting bad guys they think they can use, kind of a Suicide Squad, if you will.
Yeah.
And they're using them and they're doing their missions,
which was a horrible movie.
Yeah,
the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but like,
come on.
But yeah, you got your agents to get them out of jail, or whatever, to shave some time off their sentence, and like, hey, you're gonna do some missions for us. And this guy from the jump, it just started like it was from the beginning. It just went in and like nonstop for 2 hours, and I was like, yeah, the whole time eating popcorn, like, yes, more of this. I need more of this.
I saw this movie at around 3 p.m., right? So it was still daylight outside, the whole nine. And I was like, so I don't know if I'm going to finish it once I started, but once the movie started, they got to it. Like you said,
it was a roller coaster. Like they're not playing around. Like
they were not playing around. The other interesting thing about this movie is the budget for this movie was 200 balloons, as in $200 million.
Yeah, they
now I ask you this previously because Jupiter's Legacy was $130 million, and this one is $200 million, right? Jupiter's Legacy was, I don't know I can't remember if that was shot in America or not. But this was shot mostly in Prague, the Czech Republic.
It was Europe.
Yeah. So, and I had asked you this before. I'm like, what does $200 million budget get you in Toronto? Is it just like a short movie, or I mean,
no, it's about the same, because a lot
of
movies are shot in Toronto anywhere. TV shows and movies are shot there, and like realistically, you get the exchange rate because Canadian dollar is a little cheaper, and then you get incentives to come shoot here. Like the city of Toronto gives you money to shoot here, and it's the same way like LA. If you shoot in LA, they give you incentives to shoot in LA, and New York, same thing. And so like your money goes about the same way. I think that a good chunk of this money was spent on explosives and special effects, because they wrecked a tram. they blew up a part of a castle,
a G-Wagon.
They destroyed all kind of G-Wagons.
So you said
an airplane. They blew.
You said, like, listen, if there's a driving scene in a movie, they spent some money, and there were a lot of driving scenes in this.
There's a lot of driving. Yeah, he had a good James Bond feel for the driving. Like they're shooting out of cars. It was a lot of stuff. The one thing about these kind of movies that I like is for nonsensicals, because you never see stuff like this in the news. When's the last time you saw a car chase down I-95 with machine guns and rocket launchers? It never happens.
No, like the guys
it never goes that far.
When they opened up on old girl's apartment, they just pulled up and just started blasting this spot. I'm just like,
Yeah, like
Really?
that'll never happen in
It
real
took like the
life.
SWAT team 45 minutes to get there. I'm like, no, 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 that's not happening in DC, dude,
Yeah.
for real.
Oh no, hell no.
You know?
Yeah, they're just out there in the middle of the open, just shooting in the window. Like, yo, that's crazy talk. But I like the movies for that aspect because that's the fantasy part. Because that it never happens in real life. But like overall, I think they spent a grip on the special effects
Yeah,
and the car chase scenes and stuff because they wrecked a bunch of cars.
yeah.
It had to have been sponsored by Mercedes and Audi because they destroyed a lot of those cars. They
Sponsored
had
by
an
Mercedes,
A7, they had
Audis,
the G
Prague,
wagons in there.
you know,
Yeah,
sponsored by the country.
they mashed up a bunch of cars in there. But yeah, man, it had a good vibe. Like it wasn't too comedy much. Like a lot of these action movies, they got the one liners, whatever. It wasn't too much, and the cast was excellent. Like this cast is straight out of a Hollywood
Yeah,
blockbuster.
yeah. Straight up,
Yeah,
dude. I
Ryan
mean,
Gosling, Chris Evans, Billy Bob, pull him out of retirement. Jessica
Joe,
Henwick,
what's old boy's
Alfie
name?
Woodard's in here. They threw a bunch of people. What's the name? Anna de Armos or whatever her name is. These are people on the way up, or like just they're solid actresses that they gave a believing performance. It wasn't like this is campy. Chris Evans was campy, but that was on purpose. But the actor Billy Bob he was throwing out an Oscar worthy of performance, man. You're gonna
Listen,
torture him. This guy's like, yeah, let's go.
let me ask you this here. Okay, budget is 200 million, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have Ryan Gosling, you have Billy Bob. Who got the most money, Billy Bob or like Ryan Gosling?
Ryan got the most because he's a star of the movie, and Chris Evans because he's Captain America. You gotta pay those two guys.
Okay,
They
okay,
got the bulk of the whatever the budget was. They got the bulk of it, and the Russo brothers
yeah.
because
I
the
think
Russo brothers did
they
the
did a whole bunch of
Thanos
stuff.
and the Avengers Endgame, that kind of stuff.
Wow.
They're big. They're big draw. They're expensive.
See, I think that a large portion of that budget went towards paying actors, right? Because you had some
There's
like rock star
quality
people in here.
actors,
Yeah, this is not
but
like Boba Fett or
this
Picard.
yeah, exactly. Like there were withered up prunes they're trying to do action movie,
Yeah.
but like
Mhm.
the cast here is you could put this on a Hollywood blockbuster. Like this is theater quality cast.
Do
This is
you
not a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah, do you think that this could have done well in the theaters?
Yeah, I think so. After a Top Gun Maverick made $1 billion, I think this is perfect for what that kind of stuff. People are thirsting for these kind of movies, and like I just checked Netflix, and it's number one still after the weekend. So people are watching it for sure. I think there absolutely is a want for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of checkbox movies and a lot of garbage right now,
Yeah, yeah.
and just a fun action movie that's not like bashing men or bashing women or anything like that. Like everybody's competent. Like
Mhm.
that's the one thing I ask for. I want people to be competent. Like Ryan Gosling looked like a badass this entire movie. He didn't get one up. He didn't look like he's at the end of his rope, or it looks like he's corny because everyone's saving the day.
Mhm.
This guy, he was wrecking shop the whole movie. You look like Ryan Gosling looked like he was a
A
straight gangster's movie.
rogue spy for real.
Yeah, you felt like he can handle himself. Like that's what you
Yeah.
felt. Same Chris Evans. We want to talk about our favorite characters in the whole movie. You want to
Yeah.
jump there?
Do we even have to give an overview or not?
It's a spy movie.
It's a
There's
spy movie. That's
a,
it. That's the
a
overview. It's a
spy
spy
movie
movie.
where the agency goes rogue and wants to eliminate the spy because he has some information on some guy in the Jason Bourne. This is
It's
Jason
a
Bourne
skinny version
plot.
of Jason Bourne.
There's a guy, he's a spy, and he has information on somebody in the 3-letter agency, and that's it. They're trying to retrieve this information. Go. That's the
Yeah.
movie right there. Blow some stuff up. Go.
Okay, let's talk about some of the stars in this joint, okay?
Mhm.
Alrighty, so I got to put on the bifocals here. Okay, we have Ryan Gosling as Six, Chris Evans as Lloyd, Billy Bob
Mhm.
as Fitzroy. And so who was your favorite character in this joint?
This guy Dinesh, man, I thought he was a straight G.
Dude.
The Tamil dude. Oh my god, I was
Mm-hmm.
cheering for him. Like, let's go. I
Avik.
would like to see a spin
Mm-hmm.
off of this dude, man.
Yeah, he was like,
He was a problem. He was giving both of them fits, man. He was a problem. And he had the style too. He had the suit on. I was like, yo, let's go.
you know, something really interesting about this flick though is there
Mm-hmm.
was a kid, a child in this flick. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
She was not screaming. She was not yelling. She was
It was
not
annoying.
hysterical. She was not annoying. Like
It
we
was
said,
realistic.
it was
It was
realistic, you know?
yeah.
Is when she was
So
crying and, because she
it made
wanted,
sense you're gonna cry there. Like
yeah, I mean,
when
you're
it's
a little
time to
girl.
run, it was time to run. It was like, hey,
Yeah,
shut up and run. It was like, all
yeah,
right, it's time to run. Let's
exactly.
go.
I
Jump off a
was,
bridge. Let's go.
yeah, I was pretty impressed with Ryan Gosling, to be perfectly honest with you. He's a
Yeah.
sleeper. I mean, he's pretty good. I mean, at what he does. I mean, and the
Have you?
only thing I keep thinking about when I saw this movie, and
Mhm.
this was even before I got to the end, but during, while I was watching it, I was like, I need more of this. They can't just stop this, right?
Yes, I need
Because
more. Absolutely, I need
because the
more.
gray man is, it should be, I don't want to say serialized, but there should be a sequel. We should have like a Jason
They
Bourne like
gotta.
sort of franchise. They got to
Yeah,
fix this.
they got to deal with the agents in the 3-letter agency. Like
Yeah,
they got to take care of this dude.
exactly.
Like the story's not over. This
Because
is
oh
far from
boy,
over.
what's old boy's name? The guy who was running the agency at what's his name?
Carmichael.
Carmichael. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Carmichael, the French guy, he needs to be dealt with because
yeah. You can
the
handle
three of
him.
them made a pact like, hey, we're not going to tell anyone, you know.
And
But
Jessica, she got to go too.
yeah, Jessica,
I was
yeah,
like, yeah, she's been voice of reason. Like, oh no, oh
no,
she's got her paper too. Like, all
yeah,
right,
she's
I
about
see
her
you.
paper
Like,
due for real. She's
yeah,
gotta get up out of there. But yeah, it was pretty good, man. Like I
Mhm.
said, then when I got to the end, I was like, oh, they definitely need to like come out with a
I need a.
sequel.
There's a lot. We talk about this all the time. Like, should there be a sequel? There needs to be a sequel for this movie. There
Right.
has to be a sequel. This
Because
story's not over.
no, because if he's 6 in the
Hmm.
Sierra program, that's the name of the Rogue program. Now, the difference, really quickly, the difference between Jason Bourne, the program, what was that program called? Black
Treadstone.
Treadstone, yes. So the
Treadstone.
difference
Yeah.
between Treadstone and the Sierra program was Treadstone kept records of all their agents. The Sierra
Yeah.
program, these were like just straight ghost,
Yeah,
right?
they
No
made them
records.
disappear. They don't know who these
No
guys are anymore.
records. Guy had a
Yeah.
file, nothing was in it, right? So that is
Mhm.
really interesting. Now, the other thing I want to know is what happened to 1, 2, 3. We know 4 got off. What happened to 5?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, he alluded to a lot of them died or they tried to get out or they're back in jail. So there's still people that are alive. He said that I think Carmichael said that a lot of these guys they're back in jail. They couldn't hack it or whatever. So they're still agents that they can tap into. Like because we don't know how big the number goes. It could be Sierra 12. It could be like you don't know. Like it could go all the way up to 25. Like who knows?
Yeah.
That this is wide open for storytelling.
This
And
is yeah.
I hope this is a huge success for Netflix and they make more of these things. Like that's my
They
absolute
have
hope.
to.
Yeah.
They have to. I mean, it just makes sense.
Is
Now,
there anybody that you didn't like in the series or in the movie?
no, absolutely no one.
Bad
And you
guys are entertaining. I was like, all right, this guy's
and you know,
the
and there are generally some characters we don't like.
yeah.
Like like in just Spiderhead and maybe even Black Crab, the last 2 films we reviewed, there were some people we didn't
Mhm.
like, like the guy with the girlfriend in Black Crab.
Yeah.
And then,
That
just
guy's
some other
annoying. Like
people.
you
Right, exactly.
clown.
But no, there is no one, no character, not even a little girl
Mhm.
that I did not like in this film. Everyone I thought played their part properly. It was a dope
Mhm.
movie. It was pretty slick. And I was okay with the length of the film too. Over 2 hours, like 2 hours, almost 10
It's
minutes.
like
Yeah.
2 hours, 7 minutes,
Yes.
something like that.
I
It
was
was like
okay
it was
with
a
that.
minute. Because it was nonstop. Like there was no dry areas where it was just they're sitting around talking. Like, what did you do today? What'd you have for dinner? Like that, they weren't doing that. It
Right.
was just like, go, let's go. We got to blow stuff up. Let's go. They spent
So
the money was well spent. I'll put it like that.
yeah. Okay, so the Russo brothers did Extraction. We're just talking about like some of the latest Netflix stuff they did, right? They did
Yeah.
Extraction, what I know of. They're coming out with Extraction 2, we know that. Now you have The Gray Man. The Russo brothers understand bang bang movies, right?
Yes, they do. And they're doing a very good job of it right now.
They do, right? So it's just like you can't, and again, like I said, during the movie, I was like, I wanted to see more. And then at the end, I was like, they have to. Netflix has to come out with a sequel. Do you know?
I got lots of questions about
do you know
next.
how many stories or how many different films they can create just from the Gray
A
Man?
bunch of them. Yeah. You had the agency, you had the like say the 3 letters trying to clean this thing up.
Yep.
The aftermath of this, there's somebody on top of Carmichael. You have was it 6? He's on his own now with the girl. He's trying to because they're still going to be after him. He's not done. He
Yeah. How
wrecked
can
half of Prague right now. Like
that's
they're
what I'm
still looking
saying?
for him.
Like, how can Netflix say this is it when
Yeah, you
know
still have
6
these
has the
2
girl?
guys.
Yeah.
Carmichael and Jessica, or whatever they Suzanne. I think her name is Suzanne. They're still in the agency, still causing havoc. They got away with their thing. They're whatever the Senate intelligence thing was like. Yeah, don't worry about it, just get out of here.
Yeah.
Which is normal, which is
Pretty
accurate.
Pretty normal. Closed door
yeah,
hearing.
let's close door hearing. They didn't type anything down. They're like, yeah, just get out of here, you guys. You get out of here, knuckleheads. You can stay out of trouble. Like, so like, there's so much storytelling that you could do with this, and I like it. It's worldwide. There's you can go anywhere around the world. You have the army involved now because they blew up an army plane. Like, there's questions, man. Like, the people are gonna be mad. Like those guys were Navy SEALs or whatever that were in the airplane in the airplane, the B-72, whatever it is, the bomber. Yeah, like dude, there could be repercussions from that. There could be repercussions from people in Europe's intelligence agency trying to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah,
there's so many places to go with this movie. I'm here for all of this. I'm a fan of this series now. Like they need to make more.
Do you think that Netflix, knowing who Netflix is, and also they're losing subscribers, market value, the whole
losing buckets of money right now.
Do you think they even? And the other thing we know is they'll give you a series, right? Maybe 10 episodes or whatever. It's awesome. It's bang bang. Then they won't come out with a second season, right? Yeah. Netflix is notorious for that. Do you think that Netflix will give us a sequel to The Gray Man?
I do think so because of the Russo brothers and because of Gosling. I think that they probably will ask for a sequel because it seems to be well received. People are watching it. Like you have 47,000 reviews in 2 days since it's come out. Like that's impressive.
That's pretty impressive, right?
That's fairly impressive. Like it's not even counting the amount of people who watch it on Netflix or whatever, and it's released worldwide. I think it's doing pretty good. So I think the odds are high that if it gets the numbers that they want, that people are going to watch another one for sure.
Is it released somewhere else, like on other than Netflix, or is it released on Netflix?
No, it's just
worldwide?
It's Netflix worldwide. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't think it's going to be anywhere else. I think it's just in there.
Yeah, wow, man. That is, I mean, Netflix, dude. I mean, do you think Amazon could have made a, something like this or what? They kind of did.
Well, yeah, the Terminal List was solid. I really like that, and that's what Chris. What for the other Chris? There's 3 Chris's. Damn it, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy. I forgot.
Is it episodic or is it just a film?
Yeah, it was like 8 episodes, and that was just as explosive and crazy as this was.
Oh, that was Kristen Pratt, right?
Yeah, Chris Pratt. There you go.
Chris Pratt. Yeah, okay.
I forget Pratt. Mine's a blank right now, but yeah,
that's on my list. I've been, I have to watch that, so that's pretty good.
Right, he put his foot down in that TV show.
Really?
Let me say, he was blasting mofos. Like he was solid. It was a good storyline. It's similar type thing. It's the army guy. Well, we won't go on a tangent right here. It's worth watching. Watch Terminal List. It's a great show.
Okay, I may have to check that out this weekend or something, So, okay, the explosives, the plane scene, the tram, the G-Wagon getting explosive. The visuals were great.
Solid.
Here's the weird thing. When we watch these shows, what was the show we watched? There was an Army of Thieves. There was the other one, Den of Thieves or something like that. What was it?
Which one?
It was the one where
Is the
they were
movie?
like, yeah, the movie. It was a Netflix movie. It's like a sequel of like the Army of Thieves. I think it was the Den of Thieves or Thieves of Den, something like that. But anyway, they
Oh
were
yeah,
like in Europe ripping off like 5 banks.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
When we look at these films and they're shot in European countries, dude, they look good.
Yeah, Europe looks better than America. I'll
They
say it.
they
I'll flat
they
out
just
say
look
it.
good, man. I mean,
It
Germany,
looks
Italy,
amazing. A
Prague,
lot of those
just
places
like
I wouldn't
France.
want to live though, but like yeah, it looks amazing for a movie.
They
Like
look awesome, man. I'm telling you. And these countries, they're like, yo, they're pulling out the red carpet. They're like, sure, you can
oh
blow
yeah.
up a tram on the streets of Prague, you know? Like, of course you can, you know?
Yeah, like
So,
that they're having that backdrop of some of these cities, like it makes it's a part of the storytelling. Like it makes the
yeah,
thing seem more realistic. Like
right.
it's important, and that's why I like that they have I think it's called the volume that they use for Star Wars. Oh, it's the LCD panel thing that they use,
Yeah,
and that's fine, but like you need to be on the ground sometimes. You need to be out there in the world. It's just better.
yeah,
It
yeah,
looks
that's for
better. It
sure.
feels better.
Yeah, this was a great film. I thought it was a great film. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
Go watch it, man. Like, give it a thumbs up on Netflix so we can get a
The
sequel. Like,
Let me
go
just say
watch this
this.
thing.
IMDb, the 6.6, that is so not the
That is a
case.
travesty. That is a
That is a
travesty.
travesty. So, Netflix, the original film, The Gray Man, what are you rating this film?
Ooh, 8.5 easily for me.
Yeah.
8.5.
Yeah. You know what? I'm also going to go with 8.5 because
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Gosling, he hit it. You know,
Killed
all
it.
the characters were on point, dude. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the visuals were dope. There was not any lagging in terms of the storyline. It moved pretty like quickly.
Yeah.
And like you said, it started, it got into it, and it ended, and it
Let's
got
start
into it.
going.
But
I think. Oh, go
what's
ahead.
up?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I said Ryan is a sleeper as an action star. Like
Hmm.
he did a really good job in this movie. Like I've seen a bunch of movies with him in there. Like Drive is one of my movies. I love Drive. That's an excellent movie. Um and I think that's Only God Forgives. That was another good movie. Like it's very niche though because it's stylistic type movie, but like I thought it was
Hmm.
good too. And like he's done kind of stuff like this, but he hasn't done a full out action movie like this where you're like, oh damn, like this guy, give this guy some money, like back a truck up behind him, like let's go. He's a leading man, like let's do this.
Yeah.
I feel like this is his coming out moment to blow up some airplanes and jump out of stuff. Like let's go. We need another Mission Impossible level series, and I think this could be it.
Yeah.
Netflix got a winner here.
I think they had a winner with Extraction too, you know,
Yeah.
with Chris Hemsworth. I think that a lot of the like older spy actors, right? Some of
Mm-hmm.
the older, you know, army actors, Schwarzenegger, you know, like Stallone, you know, just all these other people. It's just like, well, maybe we can, you know, start using some of these actors, right? And I think that's what they're doing because who knew that Chris Hemsworth would be like a dope, you know, just rogue sort of
Yeah, he's a
agent,
solid actor too. Like
right? You know, and now
he's a slept on actor.
you have Chris Pratt. You said he was on point, and now you
He's
have, you know,
solid.
like Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling. It's just like, and not to mention Michael B. Jordan. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
come on,
another good.
he's
There's
another
a
one,
good
man.
generation of action stars that we have
It
coming up.
it really is,
And
you
yeah,
know.
I they need to keep doing this. They got to
Yeah,
go. We need more
Netflix
stuff
better
from
get
them.
on this. We need a sequel. Netflix, we need a sequel to The Gray Man. Make that
Mhm.
happen. If you need some help, hook a brother up.
I got storylines for you, man. Like,
I
let's
got
go.
storylines,
Russo's
but
call
the
me, man.
only thing you
I got
cannot do,
ideas.
Netflix, is have Aquafina write any of the parts. I'm sorry. You just can't do
Hell no. Hell
that.
to the no.
We can't do that. I'm sorry. Well, there you have it. Another episode of the Behind the Groove podcast. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.
All right.
Kind of chop that up a little bit.